Hello Facebook, hello YouTube, what is up everybody? This is Ruben and I'm back with another Ruben Report. As you guys can see, I am back home now. Okay, we have made it all the way back from Los Angeles to my place of residence, and I'm going to show you guys the footage here in a moment about how that ride went. But today I just took the bike out to run some errands, but I'm going to show you guys the mileage anyway. 13.3 for the trip. That's from when I last filled up last night. And 6937.9 is where we're at right now. So what I would like to do, I would like to do a post long trip review, or just post long trip like analysis and you know, maintenance, all that kind of stuff, because we traveled quite a big distance, and we'll go over all the metrics in that video when it comes out. It's gonna have to be later on this week, because in that video I would like to be able to look at the valves, oil, all that stuff, so that way we can get a general overview of kind of like what happened and see where the bike is at, especially after riding for such a long distance. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys see the footage of me riding all the way from LA back home, and I'll yeah, see you guys some other time next week. All right, peace. Alright, before we get into the actual video, I wanted to warn you guys that the audio quality is not the best. I actually had to record everything using my chest mounted GoPro style camera because my phone, even later in the video after I charged it beyond a certain percentage, it just wouldn't record any videos for some reason. I think it has something to do with the SD card within the phone. So I went ahead and ordered some new SD cards. They're coming in later. I actually fixed it later because I actually was able to use the SD card from my GoPro camera for the video that I just made, you know, almost a minute ago that you guys just saw. So yeah, the audio quality not the best, but I'm still somewhat decent. It's somewhat decent. You can actually hear what I'm saying. And all right guys, I went ahead and stopped to get some gas. We are ready to start heading back home. I just filled up. That's how much we used, and this is how far we have gone in total with me riding around LA. And I'm going to show you the odometer. Okay, so now that we're all filled up, pretty much with running around LA, riding on the highway, and doing just little errands here and there, back and forth, I've gotten, again, 52 mpg. So we're going to go ahead and set off and get on the way back. It's going to be about another 330, 320 miles. We'll see. And I'll see you guys when we get there. All right.
Hey, what's up, guys? This video is going to be in a different style than the last video. The other video that I did for part 1. The reason why I like put in all the music and all that other kind of stuff is because with my work laptop, which is the only laptop that I brought along with me for the whole trip, it doesn't have the video editing software on it, obviously, that I generally would use to make videos. And so now with me being back home and me being able to edit this particular video, part 2, with my usual software, I'm able to put the background music and things of that nature in it that the other video just couldn't do. So, which is kind of odd, because the software that I actually use to edit videos is generally and usually just a plain old Windows media, or what is it called? The photos. There's a video editor that's generally or usually like standard for Windows. So I don't know why it's not on my work computer, but anyway, I used software called Clipchamp to edit the other video, and there's a lot of different background music and whatnot that you can add using that software. But you guys let me know what style of editing you actually prefer better. I like this software that I always use generally, just because it's a lot easier to just add in the voiceovers. The background music, you can change the actual volume of it, and speeding up clips and things of that nature. It just makes it a lot more fluent and a lot more user friendly. But the other one, it is nice having the music, and it's nice having the different transitions and whatnot. So you guys let me know what it is that you prefer. But anyway, with this first clip here, as you guys have probably just been watching, yeah, leaving LA was the most challenging part of this trip. Obviously, I've sped up all of the clips here that I've had and made, because it was a really long trip. It was over 6 hours of riding, or about 6 hours of riding, but in total over 8 hours of me just being on the road, because I took so many rests and stops. But getting through LA traffic, heavy LA traffic, this bike does it very well. I'm able to lane split very well. It takes a lot of concentration. But once I got out of LA, that's where we have the more, I guess, mundane footage. It's not the most exciting thing riding on the highway, but yeah, we'll talk about all that other stuff with the video. Then we're going to be releasing either sometime later this week or maybe even next weekend. We'll see. And yeah, in that video we'll discuss just my whole thoughts on riding this bike for such a long distance. You know, and we'll take a look at how the bike is still operating mechanically. We'll take a look at the valves, look at the oil, look at all kinds of stuff that you should typically check after doing such a long distance ride. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys continue to enjoy the footage, and you'll hear from me again. Each time that I make a stop, I'll go over things that I've done, MPG, things of that nature, the usual. All right, peace.
Hey guys, we made another stop. We are at my favorite rest stop again here in Lebec. We made it. We're about 80 miles in of the total trip. I am having to use my chest-mounted small GoPro style camera because my phone needs to charge, and it doesn't have enough battery to, well, it has battery but not enough battery to really be making videos when I need to use it for GPS and other things. And the socket here on the bike, I mean, it does a good job at maintaining my battery, and what I mean by that is it keeps it at a constant charge level. So I've been at 15% for the past, hour and a half with it plugged in, and so I'm plugged it up now to my laptop all the way over there, and I'm sitting back there hoping that it'll charge a bit, so that way by the next stop I can actually use my phone to do the video, because I know the audio quality on this camera is not the best. But anyway, we went ahead, made this stop. This is where we're at. We're at 81.1 miles and 6,689.1. all right, on the odometer. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and rest for a bit and get some snacks, something to drink. I went ahead and used the restroom, stretch out for a bit. I found a way, before I walk away, I found a way to make my bag a bit smaller, so that way I can slide back and forth a little bit better and get a little bit more cushion or a little bit more comfort. So I basically just put a bunch of my clothes either in this box, this one's still for snacks and stuff, but I separated my clothes so that way I can have more space and not as big as a bag behind me, so I can slide back a bit more, a lot more comfortable. Coming up the grapevine, as I got higher and higher in elevation, a little bit of power loss, but we made it all the way through. But man, you guys, there was that section where I was riding all the way downhill for almost a mile straight, and I think I broke my top speed record.
Here's the footage of me riding downhill. You guys probably missed it because the video was sped up, but I'm riding downhill for almost a mile straight with the throttle pinned. And once I get into a full tuck, sorry you guys can't really see the speedometer, but I saw on the speedometer an indicated 93, 94. And later on, when you see the GPS app, you'll be able to see that we hit a top speed of 85 miles an hour.
I feel like that's kind of cheating, because I'm going downhill, but officially the fastest speed I ever recorded on the RX3. The bike has stock gearing still from the stock gearing experiment. I didn't change anything. So full throttle all the way downhill for a little over a mile. We reached 86 miles an hour GPS and 93 or 94 indicated. I have to look back at the footage, and I hope that you guys were able to see the speedometer. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take a rest. I'll see you guys later. All right, we have stopped again. We are at the gas station once again. We went ahead and completed 100, I believe 100 and, hold on a moment. All right, sorry about that. I was trying to mess around with my ignition here, and it was stuck for a moment, but I got it working again. We're at 134 miles. and we had, let's see, we had used, I believe, okay, we went a total of 134 miles and we used a total of 2.62 gallons. So that totals out to 51.1 mpg. So not bad, we're still in the 50s. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, take a tiny little break, and then we'll be right back on the road in a moment. All right, here we are at our next gas stop. We might do one more before I get back home, but we have about another, let's see, we have another 86 miles to go, and we are at right at 100 miles, pretty much. And here's the odometer. Okay, and this is how many gallons were used. And if we do the math, that's going to be 100 miles divided by 2.232 is 44.8. So this is our worst MPG of the trip yet. And I was riding, for this section of the trip, I was riding mostly around 8,000 RPMs or a little bit higher. I'm really getting a little bit anxious or tired. I want to get home, but we were averaging 68, 69 miles to the hour, or even just a little bit lower. It just depends if it was hills or grades, something in the way. But that's why we have a much lower MPG for this segment, and it possibly could even be other things. I mean, we'll find out. But let's go ahead and try to get home as quickly as possible, so that way we can wrap this up. All right, guys, I am finally back home. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the final mileage. Okay, which is 6,925.8 miles. We have finally made it. Sorry guys, I didn't have any audio for the last gas station stop before I came back home, but I filled up real quick. I was just in a rush to get home. It's not too far away. But I got 43.3 mpg for that fill up. I've just been observing for at least the past 2 gas stops, riding pretty aggressively, just as aggressive in the second half. For both instances, I was at around 8,000 to 8,500 RPMs, trying to really push it to get home. But I've observed like we're getting lower and lower MPG numbers. So at the before stop was about 44 point something, and now it's 43.3. So the MPG is steadily declining, and from past experiments, we know that tends to be a telltale sign of valves potentially getting tighter. So I'm eager to see where the valves are at some later date. Right now, I'm gonna take a rest. I'll see you guys next time.